So, sister, you shine. It's time to raise your crown. So, sister, get past your past. The time is now. So, sister, before you pour, be sure it's full. So, sister, you shine. So let your light come through. Peace, beautiful soul. It is Troy Loren of Mama Tree Doula. You have tapped into Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast, where we deep dive wellness in all 4 trimesters. Today, we are going to be tuning into the body's wisdom. It is not always clear when we are expecting, but there are some telltale signs, and I think you might know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get right into it. Now, my very first pregnancies, and every pregnancy I have had at least 2 cycles, and in my 3rd month it was like a wonky thing going on, very, very wonky, like a 2-day spotty day or something like that. So that means that I didn't really know I was pregnant until I was about 12 weeks in most of my pregnancies. So that was very scary for me because I didn't feel like I had the benefits of not having a cycle that are supposed to take place while I'm pregnant, but also I didn't have the knowledge to really make an informed decision. But I will share with you some very telltale tips of pregnancy early on that have nothing to do with our cycling. So if you are ready, let's pull out your pen and your pad and see if you are actually expecting. So our vaginal juices are going to get a little different. Your sex drive is going to get different. You'll start to smell things a little more. You'll start to acquire specific taste for things. All of these things will tap into, well, if you tap into these things, you can get an idea of whether or not you're pregnant. It'll be some kind of indicator in there. It's not always guaranteed, but most of the time these things do change and they shift. Your emotions go through every setting. You're happy, you're sad, you're hysterical, you are ecstatic, you are very sensitive, you are in tuned. I know for me, my sense of smell went through the roof. I smelled everything. I was extremely tired, very, 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 very fatigued. Like on some, I don't want to get up and do anything type time. And I'm not that type of person. I wake up and I'm excited for the day. Hey day, that's me. Okay. Look, good morning, sunshine. That's where I am from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, unless I'm hungry or cold. Okay. It's another thing we'll talk about another day. So a lot of these signs, you might want to go into the doctors and, just check up. They're not going to test you. They're not going to have you pee on the stick. They're not going to do anything. They're going to dismiss you. So you really have to be aware of what's going on in your body, and you tap into it for yourself. And the more you know, and the more examples that you can give them or why you are concerned about pregnancy, the more they will respect what it is that you're saying and why you walked into that space. So self-awareness is really the key. Knowing what is going on in your body. How can you tune into your body's wisdom? How can you prove to be the specialist of yourself? Our OBs and our doctors are, they are the specialists of the medicine, but we specialize in ourselves, and we have to let them know that we know what's going on. Something is up. Our bodies are changing. It was this way and now it's that way. But that only can happen if you're taking note of who you are and what's going on. Now, what you also don't want is to be afraid that something is wrong, because wow, the stress that comes from that. No. Let's just know what's happening. Let's not be afraid, because there's nothing wrong with our bodies making adjustments to grow life. There is something wrong when we don't know what's going on. So more tracking of what's going on. Tracking your cycle before, tracking your sex life. Honestly, I had sex, I didn't have sex. It was protected, it was not protected. An orgasm happened or it did not. All of those things matter, because one, you deserve joy, queen. If you're laying down, you better lay down so you can be picked back up. Okay. But two, you want to know what's going on so that when the changes start to happen, you are right on top of it, and you don't have to wait like I waited 3 months to know whether or not you were pregnant and or expecting. If you know your cycle is 3 or 4 days long, every 28 days, when things start to shift, then that's kind of a little crazy. If you know day 1 is heavy, day 2 is medium, and day 3 we barely see it, you are aware. But if your body starts to change and it's every 2 frequent cycles, too few cycles, or any kind of change is an indicator of pregnancy. And when I say cycles, I'm going to go ahead and quote that. If you want to know a little bit more about what I mean, we could talk about that in the womb room, where we have a safe space to have the conversations, ask the questions, to just understand what the next person knows about pregnancy, their pregnancy journey, and what they learned from experience and how they can share together. Also, it's a really beautiful space to say, listen, I actually need support on my own. I need individualized care. And I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up? What's happening? Because for real, I'm also your birth bestie, right? So I want you to start tracking your body's sensations. What's going on? I'm feeling crampy on this side. I'm feeling fatigued in the morning. My actual discharge is watery during this time. Start to put the date, the time, and the conditions. What's going on? What is your appetite? What is your emotional being state? What is your emotional state like? Are you experiencing any sensations in your body? Are you really loose during this time of the month? Are you really tight? Just track the sensations. That will help you increase your physical and body awareness, and you'll be able to tap into yourself. Meditation, guided meditation, mantras, affirmations, sound baths, all of those things are a really great moment to just body scan. And at the top of the morning, at the end of the day, body scan. What is going on? How do I feel? And is it normal for me? Because normal for everybody is completely different. So you want to know what your normal is, and not necessarily be, checking that against someone else's normal, because your thing is your thing and their thing is their thing. So I want to encourage you to show up for yourself, to take it slow, to meet you. I'm saying the stretching, get into the yoga. All right. Get into the meditation. Get into the self-care of it all for the sake of knowing yourself. How beautiful is that? Okay. Here's your affirmation of the day. My body knows exactly what is going on. My body knows exactly what's going on. My body knows exactly what's going on. And I got a second one for y'all. My body knows exactly what it's doing. Ooh, can y'all say that with me? My body knows exactly what it is doing. And with that in mind, I want y'all to go on in, repeat that all throughout your day, and then take it to the womb room, because there is a guided body scan for you guys. And a daily check-in worksheet where you get to say, check, this works. Yep, I was a little tired. I was sleepy. I couldn't sleep. My cycle can't. I was horny. You can go ahead and check it off. You can do that. I've prepared the work for you. Let's make it easy. You come into the womb room, you see the resources. You'll type in guided body scan. That's the audio. You'll type in daily check-in worksheet, and you'll find the resources right up under the resource tab. How beautiful is that? Now remember, the womb room is for us. It is for us and our allies. It is for learning. It is for sharing. It is for building a community of like-minded individuals who is experiencing the same thing that you are. Pregnancy. They are preparing for pregnancy. They are preparing for parenthood. They are creatives. They are entrepreneurs. They are parents. parents, they are women in general. They are people who genuinely love women. So find yourself in the womb room. Come on down. Come get acquainted with us, and we'll see you really soon. Now, I have a question before I go. If you had more time to slow down, how would you nurture your own creativity or your gifts? Isn't this a perfect question within pregnancy? Because you have nothing to do but to grow a baby. Slow down, take your time, and answer this question for yourself. Feel free to share it in the womb room with us or with me personally. But think about this. If you had more time to slow down, how would you nurture your own creativity or your gifts? How beautiful is it for this experience to pour not only into us positively, but to pour into our community positively? Think on it and get back to me. My name is Troy Loren. I am your host of Nurture Your Pregnancy podcast. Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey. I am your host of Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast, where we deep dive wellness in all 4 trimesters. I'll see you on the next episode. Talk to you soon. Face Queen, that's a wrap for today. Look at you, taking time out of your busy day to pour into your healing, your wholeness, and your creative freedom. That's not small work. That's sacred work. Now, if you feel seen or stirred by today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and leave a review. When you share this space, you're helping more women reclaim their joy, their self-love, and their power to mother themselves before anyone else. And listen, if you're ready to go deeper, don't do it alone. Join the Womb Room, our private online community where we rest, rise, and remember we don't have to choose between softness and success. Inside, you'll get exclusive sound bowl sessions, yoga sessions, guided meditations, live Q&As, sacred sisterhood, and rituals for your womb, your work, and your walk. So don't keep it to yourself. Drop your thoughts, share this with the queen, and come find your people. I'll catch you next episode. And until then, remember, you're just finding your joy while you find yourself. And that, queen, is the birthright. You're just finding your joy while you find yourself. And that, queen, is the birthright.